Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Back into left field! Say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! He's the point, and it's alive! Hanson pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
This doubleheader has been circled on the calendar for both teams for quite a while now. 11-4-1 release, 12-1 Stark County Terriers. If there were to be a sweep today for either team, that team would be guaranteed first place exiting today in the WRCL. Live from Fisher Field in Berea, this is WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the WRCL. It's a beautiful afternoon for baseball. A light little misting coming down a few moments ago here in Berea. But other than that, the sun is out. It is a beautiful setting in front of us as we look to see two of the best teams going in to the NABF World Series in a few weeks from now. Hello, friends. Nathan Smee on the call for you today, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Yesterday was a doozy. 5 total games. Unfortunately, only 4 of them went to conclusion. That being, of course, game number 2, the outlier, which was ended due to some rain, and with it, some thunderstorms. There is a potential for some thunderstorms today, just depending on how the weather shifts. There was a good amount of storming out in Lorain County today, and more out by the lake in Sandusky. So we'll see if that stays away from here or not. But these guys, either way, are motivated and ready to go, and so are we. Time locally, 4 o'clock on the dot. First pitch of the day for Andrew Holcomb is a ball, and we are ready to go for some WRCL baseball. For the Terriers, it'll be Kavanaugh leading off, followed by Hilton and Tucker. This team, 12-1 on the year, but they haven't lost since opening day. They've won their last 12 games, and with it are pretty much into the NABF World Series. Of course, the Terriers, 4-time defending champions. They've had a good almost half-decade of dominance in the tournament, and they want to keep that going in year number 2 under the WRCL's umbrella. Holcomb's 3-0 will hit for strike 1. Holcomb needing to settle in here The last couple of times we have seen him, he has been really strong on the mound for release. And there's a reason why ODU called him out of the bullpen time and time again this past season. That one, though, is to the backstop for ball 4. And it's the shortstop Kavanaugh drawing a leadoff walk. This is one of the deepest rosters that we are going to see all summer. I believe this is the deepest roster in regard to players here on game day and as well players listed on the actual official roster. Just to put it in perspective, I have a total of 3 pages of notes on this Terrier team. Release, I have nearly 2 full, but there's definitely an extra half page at least on this Terrier squad just because of how many guys they have. And now here is Nick Hilton stepping in to take ball 1. The rising sophomore transferring to Walsh via Ohio Wesleyan. Played his high school ball in the 3-3-0 for Canton Central Catholic. The 1-0 taken for strike 1. You'll see a lot of Stark County players on this roster, as the name suggests. But you'll also see some more northern prospects, such as the Dennisons. The 1-1 from Holcomb, swing and a miss. Back pick down to first from Mighton is not in time. I don't hate the idea. In fact, I do like it from L.A. Mighton being active behind the plate. Of course, these base runners are going to be important to monitor as this Terrier team knows how to win, and they know how to win convincingly. But at the same time, this release offense, when we see them, knows how to score. Holcomb's 1-2 will miss high. After Hilton, it turns over to the left fielder, a former state champion with West Branch, and Aaron Tucker. Won that title in 2024, Division III. Holcomb's 2-2, just a hair low, and we are full. Holcomb running the risk of walking the first 2 guys aboard that he faces. And by nature, he is not really a guy that walks a lot of batters. 9 walks to 33 punch-outs this past season for Ohio Dominican. Huge payoff pitch here for Holcomb, and he will get the swing and miss. 1 down. Needed the strikeout. I think if he would have taken it, that would have been ball 4. But Holcomb getting in his rhythm now, facing Aaron Tucker, the lefty. Played around 20 games this past season for Mount Union at the first base position, splitting time with the now sophomore Luke Perkins. Heavy throwback, not in time, a little high from Holcomb. I think that was more of a warning shot over to Trobenner. As well, we'll see A.J. Trobenner leading off in the home half of the inning for Release's offense. Holcomb getting to work on Tucker as he fouls that one away. Plenty of Mount Union players on the Stark County Terrier roster, including one former, now in the portal, in Ty Dennison, who will be on the mound in game number 2 as expected. I would have expected him to pitch game number 1. The 0-1 skips in, and I believe last week against NMC, he did pitch the first half of that doubleheader. It could be a matchup thing for Coach Sabo. It could be availability for Dennison. Of course, this is a college league. Some of the guys coming in later today are only here for game number 2 because they have work, which is a fair excuse. The 1-1 misses for ball 2. That definitely does make an impact, but of course Release pretty much at full capacity, as they knew pretty much from day 1 that they were going to play all these Mondays. That's the only time they really could get Fisher Field due to all the tournaments that play here. Holcomb's 2-1, fouled away. Both strikes so far on Aaron Tucker have been foul tips, and the count is now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the 4th spot, following Tucker, it'll turn to John Simikek. And he'll be playing over at first base in the home half of the inning for the Terrier defense. Holcomb's 2-2. Again, another close miss. Has gone for that knockout punch in the same exact spot twice. Didn't get it either time. And now he'll have to get it here with a full count on Aaron Tucker. Holcomb's payoff pitch, and just like the last at-bat against Hilton, he gets the swinging K on the 3-2 pitch. After the walk, 2 up, 2 down. And in the 4th spot, Semekik steps in, the first baseman. And if he were to keep the inning going, it would turn over to the dangerous power hitter in Trevor Zeckley. Playing out in right field today for the Terriers. It was more of a DH guy for Mount Union, as that outfield was one of the best, if not the best, in the OAC. Might another back pick, and it's not going to hop in time. You talk about connection between catcher and first baseman. I think Trobenner and Mighton is as good as it gets. You have 2 guys who have caught quite heavily in the high school and collegiate realms. They know the game quite well with Troy Benner over at first base. He knows what he wants to see from his first baseman behind the plate, so he can emulate it over at first. Runner's going to go here. Pitch is high. Throw down to second from Mighton is dropped. It wasn't a bad one hop in from Mighton. The tag just not happening from Hash as he dropped that one trying to lay it down. Good speed, though, there from Jackson Cavanaugh. Got a good jump. I was kind of surprised that we didn't see a throwback over to first. But, of course, as a righty, that move is a little more difficult to execute for Holcomb. The 2-0, a line drive into left field, and it is going to get down in the gap, potentially for extra bases. Cavanaugh will easily score. Going to second is Semekic, and he is going to easily be in there with an RBI double. It is the league leader striking first in Berea. There's a reason why these guys have won so many games this season, and this is why it's timely hitting. We talk about it all too often. It's a 2-0 pitch here. Holcomb has struggled early on in the counts today. Just gave him something a little bit too good, and you can see on the corner of your screen, Coach Sabo immediately sent around Cavanaugh. He knew it was an easy opportunity to score, and he takes advantage now, giving Zeckley a chance to do the same. This is really the heart of the order for the Terriers as they want to do some damage. But Zeckley will begin swinging and missing. Didn't play his freshman and sophomore campaigns at Mount Union. Stayed patient, got his chance last season, and with it, played quite well for the Purple Raiders, all things considered, batting .375, second-team All-OAC honors with 29 RBIs. He was one of those guys that kind of came out of nowhere unless you were around the program and expected him to take this step. He took the step, and it was definitely a big addition for Mount Union in the 27 games that he played, including his 26 starts. The 0-2, Zeckley takes it over towards short and just past Bortnick. That'll bring around Semekic from second, and it's another RBI single. This time, Zeckley drives in the runner, make it 2-0 Terriers. An excellent rip from Zeckley, just snuck it past Bortnick. One of those swings that it shows the true power that he possesses. He is a power hitter by trade. That is how he has made a name for himself in the Mount Union order. And with some key departures in the outfield, he will probably be a corner outfielder this next season. And if he can keep that up going into the campaign, he'll be able to rival the home run presence of Chris Tesaurus and just overall what he meant to that program. 6 home runs this past season, not too shabby. But I'm sure he wants to go and replicate what Tesaurus did and maybe to be a little loftier what Drew Denham did over at third. Count 1-1 on the center fielder, Chase Dennison. We'll see his older brother later on today on the mound. You could see those two connect again over at Kent State as, again, Ty is in the portal and is, by some metrics, the #1 Division III pitcher currently in the transfer portal. And it makes sense once we go over his stats later on today. As for Dennison, just helped out Hudson this past season as they've been competitive the last couple of campaigns. Dennison fouls away the 2-1. But it's no surprise that he got the nod going to Kent State. 6'1", 190 in stature. Exit velo of just under 92. Outfield velo of 91. Fastball topping out at around 90. A true two-way player. And, of course, that frame does help him out quite a bit. 2-2 count. Zeckley looking to get a good lead. He'll take off here. Pitch is high. Throw down to second. Mighton got him. And the inning will end there. A nice throw behind the plate from Mighton. But as of right now, it does not matter. It is the Terriers with a great start in this one. 2 runs drove in, 1 Semekic, the other Zeckley. Middle of 1 in Berea. It is 2-0 Stark County on top as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. For those who have watched our Marlington basketball coverage over the past couple of years, that man on the mound should look semi-familiar. That is Dylan Hetherington, the former two-sport athlete over at Marlington High School. He, along with Sam Yoder, really did a great job for that basketball team a few years ago. In the end, opted to go and play baseball at the next level. A rising sophomore now out of Findlay. Looks to get a good summer under his belt. And so far, his team has had exactly that, a really good summer. A summer to remember. Going 12-1 through the first 13 games. But this one is going to be one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult on their schedule, as release has been red hot as of late. Hetherington's first pitch will miss wide for ball 1 to A.J. Trobenner. Playing over at first base in game number 1. Could play there again in game number 2, or could magically spawn in left field like he did last week. Just depends on the needs of the team. Trobenner thought about taking that one for a ride. In the end, holds off. I mean, that was one of the more aggressive leans without even giving an inkling of a swing. I'm impressed that he didn't go. Just seeing it back on my phone, I'm surprised that he was able to hold that one back. Hetherington still looking for his first strike. And the search will end there, hits the bottom corner. Standing at 6'5", 220. One of the tallest players on this Stark County Terrier roster, and we'll see that again with Denison in game number 2. Both pitchers above 6 foot. The 2-1, Trobenner chops it over towards short. Throw on the run from Kavanaugh is in time to Semekic for out number 1. This defense is going to have to be strong today. We saw it a lot yesterday. If it is going to rain at all, even drizzle, it is going to be a slick playing surface. One misplay, and it'll be an error that you live to forget. But Kavanaugh, a nice throw on the run, did walk to begin the game in the top of the inning. And that was the man who closed out the top of the frame with a throw out behind the plate, and L.A. Mighton stepping in for his first cuts. Mighton has been the number 1 catcher for this team pretty much the entire summer, and for good reason. Initially started his collegiate career over at Akron, but in the end opted to exit for greener pastures. 1-0 count on the catcher. Hetherington sets and deals. That time misses low for ball 2. Both pitchers struggling to find the zone early on in these counts. And that'll be a trend that both guys want to hopefully leave behind after this first inning. Hetherington, though, pitching with a lead. Keep that in mind. His 2-0 low for ball 3. In the on-deck circle, it goes to Braden Bortnick, then Brady Olson in the 4 spot. But as we've seen, this release team could easily score at will. And they'll need to, considering the hole they're in early. The 3-0 is taken for strike 1. Good response from Hetherington, just needs to keep it going. Easier said than done, but this is a hitter's count. 3-1 for Mighton, now of Panola College. The lefty back to work. Mighton chops it left side to Hetherington. His throw to 1 is perfect. Just a little wide of Semekic, but easily obtainable. It's 2 up, 2 down. Not a bad jump out of the box either for Mighton. It's a chop swing. If that ball could have traveled a little bit further, that would have been a more lofty throw from Hetherington. In the end, it's routine, and that'll bring in the shortstop in Braden Bortnick. Of course, Bortnick, a rising sophomore out of Menor High School, now at Tri-C. And he'll look to be their starting shortstop again this coming season. And I'd be surprised if he wasn't, considering how well he played, of course. Part of that was benefiting from some injuries in front of him. But he took his opportunity and he made the most of it. And of course, those injuries being Joey Lander and Cohen Merritt. The 1-0 fouled off way late on it. For the Terriers in the top of the inning, it'll turn back to Dennison, as he'll have his second go, followed by Crable and Ramon. That'll be 6 through 8 for the Terriers, who appear to be batting 9. The card just listed 1 through 10, and in the 10 spot, it was Hetherington listed as pitcher. No designation given if he is going to hit or not. I assume he is not. The 1-1 low for ball 2. Again, if the inning continues, it goes to Brady Olson. Hetherington looking for a 1-2-3 inning after a couple of rocky pitches to begin the frame. That'd be huge for these Terriers going forward. That time, though, runs it well inside on Bortnick, now 3-1. And if Bort gets on, you know the speed that he possesses, nearly getting a stolen base per game once he was healthy in the second half of the season for the Sops. Every single game just took off multiple times. And his speed definitely did kill. Good hold on the 3-1 from Bortnick. It's ball 4. And Release will have their first base runner in the home half of the first inning, setting up Brady Olson. Again, Olson wearing number 1, a national champion with Dennison this past season. 51-3 record for Big Red out of Division III. Of course, had that crazy 4-3 win over Endicott in the final game of the season. That being the winner-go-home portion of the championship. And so far this summer for Release has been a good defender out in center. This time he takes it into right field, and it's going to get down for extra bases. An excellent rope from Olson. Bortnick will come around to try to score, and in the end is held up. So it'll be a 2-out double for Brady Olson, putting 2 on for Ryan DeLulo. I mean, he shot that ball way over Zeckley. There was no chance that he was even going to get close to that one on the return. Kind of surprised Bortnick was held. It was a good relay from the right fielder. But case in point, there was definitely a conversation up until he pretty much touched third that he would be going home, as you saw in the replay, 2 waves home and then a big hold-up sign. But now this is DeLulo's mission to try and tie the game up. But that'll help Hetherington, a low strike call. Just kind of based on what we've seen called so far. Interesting to see that one get the nod. But we'll see if Dennison, or rather, if Hetherington here can keep it going. His 0-1, DeLulo gets jammed, and it is well foul. So quickly down on the count 0-2. We've seen him hit quite well for this Release team, even last week, earning a trip to the Final Four of Player of the Week voting. In the end, losing out the award to Ignatius' Franco Remish. 2 on in scoring position, 2 down, bottom of 1. Hetherington's 0-2. Similar spot to the first. This time not getting the nod, which, again, I do think that's a low pitch. It's been called that semi-consistently so far today. If he can shoot this ball pretty much where Olson did his, it'll be a good thing for Release. The 1-2 fouled back. He will stay alive. And even if he can just survive a couple of pitches, wait till he gets something he likes, and if not, take a couple of balls to get on. You keep the inning going, and you give your team still that chance to come out here and tie the game up, if not take the lead in the first. But both teams understand that the Terriers are going to come out here and score at will, if possible. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Hetherington gets out of the inning, and the side is retired with that punch out. His first of the game, and it comes at a pivotal time. 2 runners stranded in scoring position for Release as we flip to the second with the Terriers up 2-0 over the number 2 team in the WRCL. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238
888-888-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
We'll see Chase Dennison step in for the second time today in his first go-around, as, of course, the first one interrupted by a throwout from Mighton ended the top of the first inning. He'll lead it off here, followed by Crable and Ramon, as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. 2-0 your score, Stark County on top of release. Holcomb looking to respond after a tough start to the game. Of course, had that walk to begin it against Kavanaugh, then had the strikeouts. But Smakic drove in one on the RBI double, and Zeckley drove in another on his RBI single. So far, that's the extent of the damage from Stark County. But as we've seen them do many times this season, they can put on some hefty runs. And we even saw it last week against NMC. They made quick work of them, winning that one in 5, 10-0. This is a team that loves the run rule, but I do think today it'll be a test that is not passed if that is their benchmark. This release team just is too gritty and too strong offensively, in my opinion, to go down in less than 7. The 1-2 will skip away. Of course, Dennison, just like his brother, out of Hudson, and according to some of the scouts and what we've seen in recruiting, could play in the same conference again. Just depends on where Ty opts to go once the portal is done. The 2-2, Chase Dennison takes this one over towards third. Throw from Shag over to first is in time for out number 1. A nice throw across from Grant Shag, then now Muskiga Muskie. Making that commitment a few weeks ago, as he'll be heading off to the OAC for a team who just snuck into the OAC tournament for the first time since 2010. And he'll look to help them continue that run into 2027. Now it turns to the catcher, Daniel Crable, as he will take ball 1. Of course, we talked about him quite a bit, considering all the things that he did well over at St. Vincent, same area a few years back. But this past season, a .246 average with 15 RBIs for Oberlin. Growing in that role over with the Yeomen. Definitely one of the players to look at in the class of 2028 going forward into the 2027 season to see what he can muster up for them. But of course, the sky's the limit based on how he has played in his career. He's shown it time and time again that he has the talent, and so does the first base coach. I mean, I have never seen a base coach on either side make a play that required that much ranging. And how many steps did he have to take over to his left? Holcomb's 1-2. Got him looking. 2 up, 2 down to begin the second. And that is more like it for Andrew Holcomb, up to 3 strikeouts on the day. And that'll usher in Alex Ramon, the third baseman. The rising sophomore out of the University of Charleston played his high school ball for Walsh Jesuit. And in 11 games this past season, batted .211 with 2 RBIs. Out of those 11 games, a total of 6 ended up being starts. Very similar numbers to what we saw out of Garrett Broadwater, who was also on this roster but inactive today. Holcomb's first pitch in the zone. Again, this has been the inning that he needed to follow up the first with. He is still going to be a top-class pitcher for this release team and has been all summer. There are, of course, some bumps in the road, but if he can respond well this inning, get a 1-2-3 frame under his belt, and give it back to his offense, that'll keep release in this game, and even more than just in the game, give them a really good chance to come out of here with a win. And just kind of based on what we've seen this season with the back-and-forth nature of this league, if there were to be a doubleheader split today, I wouldn't be surprised. At the same time, just given how dominant the Stark County Terrier team has been ever since that first game, winning every game since. I also wouldn't be surprised to see them come out here and get the sweep, improving to 14-1, and pretty much solidifying a first-place finish. Holcomb's 1-2, fouled away. If the inning were to continue, we would get our first look at the DH, Trey Martin, in the 9 spot. Then after him, it's back to the top with Kavanaugh. The Terriers only batting 9, but as of right now, that does appear to be the right call. Up 2-0, courtesy of Samakic and Zekli. Once again, the 1-2 from Holcomb, this time high and in. In the home half of the frame, it'll be Karhoff, Miller, and Hash, 6-8 for release. A lot of power coming up, especially if they can get some guys on early. This is the time to see those guys step in. But it might be another minute or so as that pitch misses in the dirt. Count now 3-2. Holcomb trying not to lose him here as his coach Aaron Mills to throw. Just a bit high. So we go from the first base coach with the ranging play to the high one. We did not have it on camera, at least for your sake. We had the back end of it. Should have had the throw in as well. Holcomb, though, getting out of the inning. That is his priority. And he will do it. The side is retired. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andrew Holcomb, up to 4 on the day in 2 innings of work. This is what you expect out of Andrew Holcomb, a 1-2-3 inning. He gets it done, and he'll toss it back over to his offense in the home half of the inning, beginning with Karhoff, Miller, and Hash here in Berea.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Andrew Karhoff leads off for release in the home half of the second inning. 2-0 your score. It is Stark County on top of the home team as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you today live from Fisher Field on the campus of Baldwin-Wallace University. So 6-8 here for release, the heart of their order. A lot of power coming up. They just need to get a couple of guys on and let their power hitters do the rest. But so far, so good for Dylan Hetherington on the mound. No runs allowed. Did have 2 runners in scoring position last inning, but dealt with it nicely, striking out DeLulo to close out the first. Hetherington's 0-1. Just going to miss off the plates for Karhoff, wearing number 23. The rising sophomore hails from Hoban High School and now plays his college ball for Ashland in Division II. Out of the GMAC. The 1-1 backs him out. A lot of GMAC representation on these rosters, especially in the form of Ashland and Walsh. Those, I would say, the biggest sources of that conference's representation. The 2-1 fouled off. That one definitely going foul. But we did see one yesterday where the third baseman played it thinking it was going to go foul. And with it, he let it sneak down the third base line and gave away a free base hit. You have to make sure that ball is going fair. If not, you have to play it and get the out. But that one, again, was just very, very clear cut. Hetherington's 2-2. Karhoff thought about it but holds, and we are full. And for Karhoff, it goes to Brockmiller going to Indianapolis, which will be a future GMAC school. That'll be in a few years from now, that transition officially happening. The payoff. Again, fouled away this time over towards the release dugout. So good battle here from Andrew Karhoff. But still, release needs to find some sort of answer to take down this strong offense. And with it, the strong defense. And that has definitely been a key factor today, albeit in a very small. Hetherington again, the payoff pitch. This time, he'll miss down low for ball 4. And as I said before this inning started, with the power hitters coming up, you just need to get some runners on and they'll make something happen. And this is where Brockmiller can move him along. This is the spot that damage can be done for release. It might have to be station to station, but if they can play their cards right here, they definitely have more than enough to get a few runs on the board. That will help. It's a pass ball behind Crable, and that'll put their first run in scoring position. Again, it's simple right now. It's nothing crazy. It's not stealing every single base possible. It's taking advantage of a mistake. That's one that this Stark County Terrier team really cannot afford to make. And they'll go from here hoping just to continue, not necessarily par for the course, but more of station to station. Hetherington's 1-0 this time, smothered by Crable. And he is going to have to be a brick wall behind the plate if Hetherington is going to shade low. Every single pass ball is going to hurt even more, especially with this part of the order up. It will at any point. But with the power, you have to be a little more careful. The 2-0 Miller takes this one up the gut over towards short. On the run, it's Kavanaugh's throw, and it's just in time to take care of Brock Miller. Karhoff does advance to third on the play, but it's the second put out of the game for Jackson Kavanaugh. This time it's out number 1 of the second inning. So back-to-back innings, he does record the first out over at short, but now a chance for Tommy Hash to drive in the first run for release. Wearing number 6, the rising sophomore, attends Ohio Northern by way of Aurora High School. Base hit gets the job done. Even a ground out to the right side should get it done. As based on this deep setup, the Terriers are okay with a ground ball scoring Karhoff from third if he does go. But I do think Karhoff is going to be very patient, especially if this ball is hit over towards his side. It'll be the classic look and throw from the infield. And then, of course, it'll be decision time for release. Hetherington's 0-1. Crable blocks it. Not necessarily the cleanest one. Still skipped away to his right, but as I like to say, as long as it's in front of you and relatively close, you did a good job. I mean, even if he blocked it all the way to that tip of the mound, it's still an easy play for Hetherington. But to the backstop, that'll make it 2-1. Hetherington's 2-1 is flown into left field, and it's going to get down for extra bases. The left fielder committed and dove. Hash will cruise to second, and he is going to get on 3. The play at third is not going to be in time, and it's an RBI triple for Tommy Hash. And just like that, release is 90 feet away from tying this game up at 2. A perfect swing from Hash, assisted by the dive from Tucker in left. And I think for him, that is a good representation of what he hopes ONU can do to Mount Union in this upcoming OAC season. I get why he dives. At the same time, just knock it down. You give up 2 extra bases on it. The run was going to score regardless at that point. Potentially not. If you block that ball down, there is a case to make that he could throw him out at home. Instead, you dive, you give up 2 extra bases and the run. You have to be more cautious, especially on turf. It's not like it's the outfield that's still kind of mushy from yesterday. Hash will score from third. Kavanaugh again on the run makes the play for out number 2. But it's a productive out for Grant Shagg as we are even 2 apiece. But again, going back to it, it's not necessarily a knock on Tucker. It's a split-second decision. But you have to also understand, if you knock that ball down, Karhoff did not really give any indication that he was going if it was going to be caught for a tag. So if you want to do it that way, that's 3 extra bases you just surrendered. And now the game's tied 2 apiece. As here comes Ditchler. Ditchler wearing number 36 in the 10th spot today. The rising junior in the transfer portal out of Hillsdale. That way of Norway High School. A 2-2 release does well here to tie up the game in the home half of the second inning. Hetherington's 0-1 will skip in. It'll be interesting to see how long Hetherington does go on the mound in this game, and for Holcomb's sake as well, how long he goes. I kind of think it'll be 4 to 5 innings for each, and then from there it goes over to the bullpen, who will try to either seal it out or give the offense a chance to come back. The 1-1 low. But as of right now, it'll be more of, okay, just keep it where it is and wait until the offense figures it out. Game 1 of 2 today again. Second leg of this doubleheader coming up around a half an hour after this one is done. But still a long way to go. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Hetherington so far today, just the 1 strikeout. And that came against DeLulo to end the first. Holcomb, of course, dominating that stat with 4 through 2. Hetherington's 2-2. Take it over towards short. Once again, it's going to be Kavanaugh. His throw to 1 is in time, and he is responsible for all 3 outs this inning. 4 putouts so far today for Jackson Kavanaugh, and that'll flip us up to the 3rd inning. Opposed to 2-0, release, battles back, brings in 2, tying it up at 2 in the 2nd.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's Trey Martin leading off in the top of the 3rd inning for the Terriers. 2-2 your score as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. First pitch Martin offers and tips it foul on the bunt. 0-1 the counts. It'll be 9-1-2. Martin, Kavanaugh, and Hilton this inning for the Terriers. This time Martin swings and takes it into right field. Hash has it at second. His throw to first is not in time. There'll be a leadoff single for Trey Martin, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order. After the bunt, decides to go swinging, and that was the right call. Just like his brother, plenty of speed out of the batter's box. Of course, you had to play into that shift. Hash did the right thing, shading over as much as he did. It was a good effort to try to get that ball to first, but given his speed, it was always going to be Martin's bag. And now a chance for Kavanaugh to move him along as he takes ball 1. Kavanaugh did open the game with a leadoff walk for the Terriers back in the first. Just ended out his senior campaign over at North Royalton, heading off to Warner University, though, in the fall. This past season, hit .289 with 9 RBI, 6 doubles, and 2 stolen bases in 25 games for the Bears. Andrew Holcomb growing fond of Trey Martin over at first base on back-to-back throwbacks. Of course, Trey is a speedster. Hasn't really had the opportunity to show it yet for Mount Union, but showed it plenty of times over at Padua Franciscan High School. And, of course, that wasn't just on the baseball diamond. It was on the basketball field as well. Basketball court. Been a while. Holcomb's 1-1. Kavanaugh grounds this one over towards third. Shag will flip to 2, and it's in time. We'll see what the call is. It looked like initially he was going to punch him out, and in the end, he is safe. So just in there, it'll be a failed fielder's choice. Again, that's the speed of Trey Martin on display. And that'll put 2 on, none down for Nick Hilton. Initially, I thought he was safe, but kind of the way that he showed it, it was questionable. But I do think they got the right call in the end, and now what an opportunity this is for Hilton. This past season hit .315 with 14 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 5 home runs. I mean, it was a really good season for Ohio Wesleyan. Now going to Walsh. And as he said in his commitment post, he is heading back to the 3-3-0. And he is representing them right here. The 0-1. Hilton takes strike 2. This will be a mountain to climb for Andrew Holcomb on the mound. But definitely a manageable situation. After Hilton, it goes to Tucker, then Simikic. The 0-2 well high. After Simikic, it goes to Zeckley, then Dennison. So you're starting to get back to the heart of your order. Around the point where all the damage was done back in the first. Holcomb's 1-2, swing and a miss, chasing the high heat. For the second time today, Holcomb strikes out Hilton, 1 down. Excellent adjustment from Holcomb on the mound. Again, was more of a positive strikeout pitcher for ODU. Sub-2 ERA was excellent for them. And this is going to really test his resolve if he can work out of this early jam, a jam that could have potentially been avoided as you had 2 plays that were really close at first and second, respectively. Both of them, Martin was the runner in question. Holcomb taking his time as Martin dances behind him at second. Tucker, though, takes this one into right field and drops it in. Martin will be held up at third, and the bases are loaded for Simikic. What an opportunity here for the 4-hitter. But as for Aaron Tucker, this is redemption. Didn't play the ball quite well in left field last inning. Responds with a base knock. And now Simikic, already a RBI double to his name. A chance to give the Terriers the lead for the second time today. LA Mighton, it looks like we'll have to go and swap out the baseball for Andrew Holcomb. If not Simikic, it turns to Zeckley. Once again, both guys have driven in runs today. Simikic, though, his was the double. But the first pitch he sees, he'll take for strike 1. Andrew Holcomb needs to keep this game where it is to try and give the top of his order a chance to respond and add on in the bottom of the inning. And with it, it is the true top of the order with Trobenner, Mighton, and Bortnick 1 through 3. But this is what the WRCL is about. These really close games between 2 really good teams that could compete as a cohort collegiately. But of course, game number 1 of 2, we'll see if game number 2 ends any differently than game number 1. But as of right now, it looks like we are going to see 2 great battles. The 2-1 taken at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. As for the Terriers, it's been a while that a doubleheader has not been convincing for them. I mean, their first game against NMC last week, they won 10-0 really quick. Holcomb's 2-2. Gets Simikic looking. 2 down now in the third. Holcomb up to 6 strikeouts, averaging 2 an inning. Now it turns to Trevor Zeckley, the lefty. Playing in right field today, an opportunity to give the Terriers the lead once again. 1 for 1 today with an RBI single back in the first after he just snuck it past Braden Bortnick. Good patience to begin, taking high and out for ball 1. Definitely could be another turning point in this game, but I feel like this one could have plenty of twists and turns going forward. It's just the nature of the Stark County Terrier team when put up against another really good opponent. I mean, it's not often that you get a team of this caliber to go up against. as well a team that is at full strength for the most part. Holcomb's 2-0. Zeckley takes strike one. 5'9", 200 in stature, as well as Region 7, 13 this past season for the Purple Raiders. The 2-1, Zeckley flies this one into left field, and foul it goes. Count now even at 2-2. And you can hear Coach Sable over at third telling him, keep fighting. If he can straighten one out, at least one, if not two, score. Here's the 2-2. It's high and out. It comes down to one pitch. Holcomb trying to keep it 2-2. Zeckley with a Walker base hit, looking to make it 3-2 and to give the Terriers back the lead. Runners will be in motion. Here's the payoff pitch. Zeckley again fouls it off towards left field. This is what he does so well for Mount Union, besides the power. A lot of foul swings, but he stays in at bats. That's why Coach Hesse and with it, Coach Douglas have given him so much faith, putting him in the lineup so many times this season. And that patience pays off. Ball four taken high. And with a walk this time, Zeckley gives the Terriers back the lead. 3-2 your score. That's how you get it done. A couple of foul swings, but in the end, doesn't get a good pitch on the final 3-2. And he'll just take his walk. Now giving Chase Dennison a chance with the bases still loaded to come in and do the same thing. It just goes to show the resolve of this team. That you had a team come up and respond. That doesn't happen all too often with this group. I mean, in fact, it really doesn't happen where they come out and have a team respond after they score. But they still find a way to make it happen. And Dennison will help it out as he takes ball one. And now time is called as Dennison will take a second to himself. Once again, top three coming up for release in the home half of the third inning, as they'll have some work to do, down by at least one. Dennison fouls away the 1-0. A win here would be win number 13 on the year and number 13 in a row for the Terriers in WRCL play. As I mentioned yesterday, now 13 days away from the final day of WRCL regular season play. And with it, it'll become NABF Collegiate World Series week. Not that it necessarily matters in the draw, but if you finish in first, you might have an easier time to make it to the playoffs in that tournament. There is no WRCL trophy, no WRCL tournament anymore. The tournament is, of course, the NABF World Series, which the Terriers have dominated over the past 4 seasons. Of course, there was a question last year, which was seen as a down year record-wise, if they'd be able to be as consistent as they once were, especially with the tournament moving. But they answered the call quite well. Ended up having to play 2 games on Championship Sunday, taking down the Class A's, and then beating Keegan Gilbride and the Lumber Company in the championship game, which was a really fun 9-inning affair. Once again, full count here on Dennison. Holcomb's payoff pitch, swing and a miss. This time he will get out of the inning, his 7th strikeout on the day. But Zeckley's walk puts the Terriers back on top, heading into the home half of the third. It is Stark County up 3-2 on release.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
As expected, the bell rung for the Terriers, and they answered the call. Zeckley walks in a run. Some good patience, a couple of foul tips during his at-bat. It's 3-2, Stark County on top, as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Beautiful afternoon, going into evening for baseball once again here at Fisher Field. After yesterday's storms, this is what we were hoping to see, a nice day all together for some good baseball, and hopefully after the drizzles that we had earlier on, the rain is done, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy the next few hours of baseball as we enjoy the two best teams in the league this season. Hetherington missed his first one high. Now the 1-0. Ran way inside on Schrobenner. He didn't get hit, but the umpire did. So a 2-0 count, and Coach Sabo initially went out to check on the umpire. He is hushed away quickly. But I think Schrobenner will take this opportunity to figure things out. Really nothing to do for him right now. But of course, down by one, if he gets a pitch he likes, I don't think he'd be afraid to jump ahead of it to see what damage he can do with his swing. Had those big 3 home runs during the Tri-C playoff run against Bryan and Stratton. Came onto the scene late, of course, in covering him during his time at Lake Catholic. We knew exactly what to expect from him. Kind of took the OCCAC by storm, which still makes no sense, as the tape was out there. The 3-0, an easy take, but an easy strike for Hetherington. That one was always confusing, why he wasn't getting an opportunity. Got his chance, and more than made the most of it, batting .422 in the second half of the season. Hetherington's 3-1. Schrobenner fouls it off, and we are full. A good battle here from Hetherington. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he pitches 5 or less innings. Not because he's pitching bad, but just because that's kind of what happens in this league, or at least in years past, where that cap was around 4 to 5 innings on the mound for a one starter. Of course, some guys go longer than that. It just depends on who the pitcher is. Here's the payoff pitch, and Schrobenner fouls it back. I think both sides okay with that result, but we'll do it again here. Again, it's 1-2-3. Schrobenner, Mighton, and Bortnick do up this inning for release. Back down by a run. Once more, the payoff pitch, and in the end, it is ball 4. Schrobenner will get his walk, and the leadoff man is aboard for the second straight inning for release. Last time it was a walk as well. And now a chance for L.A. Mighton to make amends after grounding out to the pitcher his first time up. Had one hit during his time at Akron, not too many at-bats, but definitely was a key player for Kenson during his high school days, and has been a key player for release this summer. It'll be interesting to see what this group can do in the NABF World Series. If they are at full strength, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the team that figures out a way to win it over Stark County. But of course, with a sweep today, that kind of puts that even in jeopardy. The 1-0 taken for strike 1. And of course, with that in mind, you saw what happened last year where Ty Dennison was able to wait until the championship to pitch. Came out there and pitched the entire game. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the approach again for the Terriers if they do make it to that championship. The 1-1, Mighton flies it foul. As for release, they could go with an early outing for Holcomb. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do try to save him as well. It just depends on who they get drawn up against. The draw is everything in that tournament. Whoever you face, you have to be ready for. Hetherington's 1-2. Back Sal Mighton. Time now around 4:55, so nearing the hour mark of game number 1. There are no time limits in the WRCL, but we do have a limited time limit because of the lights. And when I say lights, I mean the lack of there here at BW. But if we're playing until around 9 o'clock here, we do have something clearly wrong. I feel like, again, around 8:30 is that sweet spot for how this doubleheader goes. But once again, full count, this time on Mighton. Hetherington's payoff pitch is low for ball 4, and it's back-to-back walks to begin the home half of the 3rd inning. Time now called. Hetherington will have a word or two from the pitching coach And that'll give Braden Bortnick an opportunity here to figure out his approach. He did walk his first time up. As long as he gets on base, he can do something. And it was shown going back to the first inning, nearly coming around. Just didn't send him in the end. But this past season for Tri-C, 371 average, 23 RBIs, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run, and 23 stolen bases in 34 games. Again, was injured during the first half of the season, then got his chance with the injuries of Kellen Merritt and Joey Lehner. And with that in mind, just kind of took over and was the everyday shortstop with pretty much no question about it. As for the Terriers right now, it looks like Ryan Bruni is going to make his way to the pen or at least get a glove. And that could be to warm somebody else up, and I think it's going to be. As joining him down there, it's going to be Luke Jansen. And I believe Jansen will be the one warming up, as Bruni is going to warm him up as, of course, going back to his time at Alliance High School, he was a catcher for the Aviators. In fact, he was the man behind the dish before Bo Davis. So again, Luke Jansen heading down to the bullpen for Stark County. Bortnick chops it up the middle, right to the bag at second. He'll step on it to make sure. Throw to first is not in time. And it's a fielder's choice, splitting up the runners for out number 1. If Hilton didn't have to double take back to the bag, I think there was a good chance that he got both. But he had to make sure he got one. But I'll say if that one from Bortnick did lead him directly to the bag, that would have been really impressive for him. But I think in the trade-off here, you get on a faster runner in Bortnick. And he'll be at first as Olsen steps in. Could potentially be in motion on this first and third situation. Olsen, fly ball, sent into foul territory. And it is going to be out of play. So 0-1 the count to begin on Olsen. This past season, 3 at-bats with 1 RBI, 4 big red, and a total of 23 appearances. And as you can see, kind of on the back of his helmet, a NCAA championship sticker now dons it. The 0-1, this time he'll hold and take ball 1. After him, it'll turn over to Ryan DeLulo, then Andrew Karhoff. But a chance yet again for release to tie this game up. As for Hetherington, this is another, not necessarily heat check moment, but a progress report. How well can he deal with this pressure? Of course, you have that 12-game win streak. That is the pressure really in mind. Hetherington's 1-2, line drive into right field. It'll be directly to Zeckley. They're going to send Trobenner home. The relay home is not going to happen. Cut off in the middle. It's a sac fly for Olsen, and that'll tie up the game at 3. In my opinion, that's the right call. Of course, Trobenner was going to score there. But there's no reason for Simikek to come around and launch that ball home with the potential to see Bortnick advance. So 2 down now for Ryan DeLulo. As he struck out his first time up, he'll try to find redemption here to move along Braden over at first. And now here comes our rundown. Throw to second. Did they get him? Yes, the inning is over. A nice throw from Simikek, and DeLulo will have to wait for his second at-bat. Off to the 4th we go. Release yet again has tied it. Score now 3-3 through 3.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's 5 o'clock in Berea as we head to the top of the fourth inning. For the second straight inning, Release has managed to tie up the game in the bottom of the frame. Now 3-3 your score, as it is Daniel Crable leading off for the Terriers here at Fisher Fields. So far today, Crable 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. One of 7 strikeout victims today from Andrew Holcomb. This is what he does so well. It is the strikeout threat for him that makes him a dominant force. And based on the last couple of weeks, and from what we understand, probably 2 innings left of work today. Maybe less, just depending on how confident Release feels about their standing. I do believe it would turn to Brock Miller out of the bullpen once Holcomb's day is done. Count 0-2 on Crable. And he skies this one. Could be playable in front of us for Mighton. And it will. 1 up, 1 down. Did a nice job getting out of the stands. He did get a little bit of a late jump, but still able to track it down right in front of us here on the third base side. With 1 away, Ramon, the third baseman, comes back in. Just like Crable, one of the 7 strikeout victims today against Andrew Holcomb. Outside of the runs, he has been solid, and those runs were hard-earned runs from the Terrier offense. Once again, this is a group that is usually on top and in cruise control by now, but having to fight in this one and probably having to go the distance as well. And of course, barring some crazy offensive answer, which I don't know if that would even be possible against this Release team, which we've seen some offense against them, but 10 unanswered, I just don't see it. Holcomb's 1-1, skips in. And it looks like some potential reinforcements now here for Release. That'll be a question of if it's for game 1 or game 2. Probably game 2. But of course, just depends on necessity here. Holcomb's 2-1 is low for ball 3. After Ramona goes to Trey Martin, who singled his first time up into right field. And it looks like from the bullpen, a ball does skip back into play. As Trailbunner will toss it back to the pen. Again, it is Jansen warming up for the Terriers. Question is, does Hetherington come back out for another half inning, or is his day already done? 3-1 is low for ball 4. And it's a 1-out walk for the third baseman, setting up Trey Martin. This is how the Terriers typically begin their run-scoring outings. They fight. They battle to get somebody on, and then from there it becomes a lot easier. Typically it's the opposite. Typically, okay, good single. Then from there it becomes harder to move their runners along. This team, it's the opposite. The difficulty is getting somebody on, and then from there moving them along. Martin, it's a beautiful bunt. Throw down from Mighton. It's not going to be there. Martin knocked it out of his hand. Going to third is Ramon, and he is going to stop there. And now we're going to see what the call is. Coach Sabo can't believe whatever it is. And I think it is going to be interference on Martin. They're saying 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Well, watch it on the replay. I mean, he has the right to that baseline. That's what I don't get. He was already peeling right to get out of the way. In my opinion, he should be safe at first, which I think he should be. Is he going to be out? They're going to call it interference and send him back. Now, that I don't get. So my question is, if it's a force out at second and first, shouldn't he be at second? Again, I played baseball quite a while. That, again, looked to me like a clear cut. He's safe. The ball got knocked out. Is that just a routine ground out then? I mean, how is this even scored? Genuine question. I have no clue how this one is scored. I think it's just going to be a routine bunt out. So 2 down, I guess, as we go back to the top with Kavanaugh. I don't get it. So we're going to miss 0-1 the count. Because, again, I think the argument is he impeded the first baseman's ability to catch the baseball, but he stretched over into the baseline, which is awarded to the runner. It's not like he went out of the line, and that peel is normal. You peel off to try and get that corner opposed to jumping on the middle of the bag to try and be safe, opposed to going through and, okay, it's bang, bang. That I don't get, but Kavanaugh takes this one down the right field line. Schrobetter knew it right away. It's going to hook foul. Count now 1-2. For release, it'll be DeLulo, Karhoff, and Miller, 5 through 7 coming up in the bottom of the 4th. But a controversial decision here in the home, or rather the top of the 4th. I mean, that would have been a big difference. Put him at the corners, 1 down, opposed to runner at first, 2 down. Again, I just don't see what they saw. The 1-2, Kavanaugh takes it over towards third. Shag's throw to second is true, and the inning is over. Some trouble in paradise here at Fisher Field. At the halfway point, middle of 4. Score tied 3-3.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Stark County has made their call to the bullpen into Luke Jansen. Number 42 will come out of the pen, rising junior out of Walsh by way of Green, 6'5", 270 through just over 12 innings this past season with a 2.19 ERA. After 3 innings of work, Hetherington's day is done, and it looks like off to the side, he is going to stretch to kind of take care of that arm as he will go back to the bench. But for Jansen, he'll have to face DeLulo here in the leadoff spot. Had his opportunity last inning, but it was quickly cut short due to a rundown between first and second that ended poorly for release. Jansen settling in his 2-0. DeLulo takes it up the middle. Again, it's Kavanaugh at short. His throw to first is in time. How many putouts has he made today? I believe that'll be his 5th. He has been outstanding. It's 1 up, 1 down. And even with that semi-awkward arm slot, nearly a submarine throw, he still gets the job done as well. We did get an explanation further on what the call was. The reason why lane interference was the decision is because Trey Martin ran in fair territory, not foul. If he was in foul territory and then broke at the last second, then he would have been safe, and that play would have happened the way that it actually did. But since he had 1 foot in fair territory, 1 foot in foul territory, he was out. And if that is the official ruling based on the definition of the game, then this crew did get the call right. Which is definitely a tough one. It's not easy to pay attention for that. But clearly the man down at first base was looking for it and had it right in the end. So credit to this crew. 2-0 low for ball 3. After Karhoff, it goes to Brock Miller. It'll be interesting to see if a third pitcher does come in after Jansen, as he'll be pushing it with 4 innings. The work just depends on what the plan is with him, as Karhoff will take ball 4. As expected, though, this game is going to be a close affair start to finish. I don't think it's going to be a clear-cut win for either team. And I feel like at this point, clear-cut is out of the question. If the Terriers would have been in the lead since the first inning, then maybe it'd be clear-cut. But right now, tie game, heading to the 5th potentially, it's not clear-cut. And I feel like when baseball is ambiguous, that's when it's at its best. Miller, good shots, but high in the sky. Over towards second, and caught. I mean, he had plenty of power behind it. Unfortunately, his target was the moon, not the outfield fence. 2 down. Nice job there by Hilton in the sun, making that play happen. Again, we're pretty much up against the diamond over on the third base side. You could hear a pretty loud crack off the bat. Just didn't get it in the right spot. He'll respond. So now it's Hash, who hit an RBI triple his last time up. He wants to try and do it again. But so far, so good for Luke Jansen. His task is keeping it 3-3 for the time being. And if that's the job description, he has answered the call quite well. Yet another example of a former Stark County high school player staying in the county to go and play summer ball. And with it staying in the county to play collegiately at Walsh. As I mentioned a few times, Walsh and Ashland, the 2 biggest spots that you'll see GMAC players come from into the WRCL. Walsh, of course, being the main one, as that is where the Terriers used to play their home games. The 1-1 drifting in. Now they've moved over to Thurman Munson, where they were a few years back, and now with the decision to turf Tim Meade Field, I do think there is a chance they will head back to Walsh next summer. That remains yet to be seen. Runner goes here, pitch is low, and it's a free base for Karhoff. I do agree with what Craybill did there. I don't think there was any reason for him to go and overexert himself trying to mess up the pitch and go with the throwdown. If it's close and it's a strike, you get it out of the inning that way. The 2-2, fouled back. Looking at the Terriers in the top of the 5th inning, it'll be Hilton, Turner, and Simikek. 2 through 4 due up. Of course, Simikek drove in the first run of the day in the first. And then in the 4th spot, it turns to Zeckley, who drove in the other in that first inning. But as things stand, 3-3, a good game so far. And a great battle here from Hash. If the inning were to continue, Grant Shagg will be the next man up, as he drove in the second run of the day for release in the 2nd inning. As well, if there are no runs this inning, this would be the first inning in its entirety with no runs. Really close, but not close enough from Jansen, and we are full. A really good take there from Tommy Hash. The Stark County Terrier team looking to stay atop the WRCL and keep this excellent winning streak going. Jansen's payoff pitch bounces in for ball 4. 2 walks this inning, 2 runners on. First and second for Shagg. And if he could take this ball into the outfield somewhere, definitely a chance to give release their first lead of the day. They've responded twice. They've been down twice and have tied it twice then in turn. But yet to take a true advantage in this game. And this could be the opportunity for the redshirt freshman heading to Muskingum. We've talked about him quite a bit with his time at Triway, the former player of the year for the Pac-7. He has shown why he was a threat in that conference time and time again. And it'll be exciting to see what he can do at Muskingum in the OAC, which really has been the land of opportunity as of late. Shagg, fly ball into right field. And it is going to easily be tracked down to end the inning. A nice job out there by Zeckley, as that will close out the frame. For the first time today, we end an inning with no runs scored by either team. To the 5th we go. Score remains 3-3.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Just like the Terriers, release has opted to go to their bullpen here in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Brock Miller again, who did not pitch at Tri-C, coming on in relief of Andrew Holcomb. First pitch, a hefty check. 1-0 the count on Hilton. It'll go 2 through 4, Hilton, Tucker, and Simikek this inning. Or for those just tuning in, you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Game 1 of 2 today. Game 2 scheduled for around a half an hour after this game is over. As well, this is our first Stark County Terrier game of the summer. Always good to see these guys. We've covered them quite extensively over the past 3 summers. And I'm sure we are going to see them quite a bit at Thurman Munson in a few weeks from now for the NABF World Series. Which that is a big deal. That is how we close out the summer. And believe it or not, it is coming up soon. The 1-1 fouled back. Hilton so far today, over 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Had a really good campaign, though, for Ohio Wesleyan before transferring to Walsh. Looking to take that Wesleyan talent to Walsh. And it's a good swing here into left field where it's caught for out number 1. It's a routine fly out into left to begin the inning, setting up Aaron Tucker. Tucker so far today, 1 for 2, a strikeouts and a single. But not a bad day at all for Andrew Holcomb. 7 strikeouts and 4 innings of work. But his day is going to end as a no decision. Same for Dylan Hetherington. Both will have to wait to see if their teams do get the win today or not, of course, without crediting them. Miller's 0-1. Goes to the outside and just can't connect. Aaron Tucker batted .300 this past season with 13 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple for Mount Union with a .435 on-base percentage. Again, a rotational piece, splitting time with Luke Perkins, but definitely can be in for a bigger role next season, especially with his versatility. And with it, some big guys leaving the program via graduation and the transfer portal, namely Ty Dennison in the pitching department and Drew Denham over at third base. Both big losses for the Purple Raiders. Here's Miller's 2-2. Tucker, fly ball, sent again towards left field. And it is going to be dropped by Bornick. Tucker is going to second, and he is going to be safe there. It'll be an E6, putting the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Terriers. Bornick just lost it in the sun. As I like to say, that's why you always hustle it out. Tucker gets not just 1, but 2 free bases. And now Simikek, a great opportunity to find his second RBI of the day, open the scoring in the first, and a chance to restore the Terriers' lead in the 5th. But all eyes on Brock Miller on the mound to see what he can create. As his first pitch will connect for strike 1. As well, once this game is over, make sure you do stay with us as we will announce our player of the game, presented by the Healthiest Duke Chiropractic Center. Miller's 0-1. Simikek takes it over towards second. Hash's throw to first is in time for out number 2. But that'll move Tucker up 90 feet now, 90 feet away from scoring. It's a chance for a Mount Union and Mount Union duo to do their thing. Tucker at third, Zeckley, the lefty, in the batter's box. Already one RBI today, rather two. One of which was his work swinging, the other one was a walk. And this pitch, he'll foul back. Technically 2 RBIs. If you want to give him one on the walk, you can. I like to because you have to do the work to even draw the walk, and then you bring in a run with it. So in my opinion, it is. So with that metric, 2 RBIs today. In the bottom of the inning for release, it'll be Ditchler, Trobetter, and Mighton. 10-1 and 2 due up as this game starts to reach a conclusion. Still plenty of time left, though, for both teams to find an offensive answer in what has been a very competitive game. The 1-1, Zeckley flies it to left field and foul. So he is down to his final strike in the 5th. Release looking to keep this game where it is, 3-3, to give the top of their order a chance to come in and do their thing. Miller's 1-2, Zeckley, ground ball over towards third. It's going to be a tough throw on the run. It's high, but the stretch is enough from Trobetter to end the inning. What a throw to keep it 3-3. That's the play that was needed. They needed to make it happen defensively. A ranging effort was required, but again, this defense answers the call. Well, watch this one back on the replay. Zeckley definitely made it close. But what a throw on the run from Grant Shagg. He has been outstanding this summer, and he denies the Terriers in the top of the 5th. Middle of 5 in Berea, still 3s here on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's Logan Deichler leading off for release in the home half of the 5th inning. Still 3-3 your score as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the WRCL. It has been a great back-and-forth battle between the top 2 teams in the division this year. Both teams well on their way to an NABF World Series bid, if not already confirmed. And we'll see them in a few weeks' time at Thurman Munson Stadium for an exciting tournament to pretty much crown a WRCL champion, along with it, an NABF champion. That was a fun tournament last year. Of course, we'll have the 16U and 18U divisions the weekend before. Then July 26th, we round out our coverage of the summer at Thurman Munson. Count 0-2 on Deichler. Jansen that time bounces it in. For those just tuning in, the Terriers had a chance to take back their lead, but a great throw from Shagg at third denied their opportunity, ending the inning. The 1-2, Deichler takes it foul off towards the third base dugout. And I'll give him some credit, too. Trobetter had a nice stretch to make that play happen as well. It was one where if the first baseman wasn't paying attention or if he wasn't as tall, that ball was over his head. It was airmail. And with it, the tie would be done. Jansen's 1-2 again is fouled away, so we'll do it one more time. A great battle here from Deichler. And assuming he is still in the portal, this is a big day for him. You're running out of time to find really the best fit. Why not show what you can do right here against the best team in your league? Ground ball, take it over towards third. Ramon's throw to first is wide, but in time. A nice stretch from Simikek for out number 1. The last two outs recorded combined have come from some great stretches over at first. Now back to the top of the order we go with A.J. Trobenter. A walk on a ground out so far for him today in the leadoff spot. In the sixth for Stark County, it'll be Chase Dennison, Daniel Crable, and Alex Ramon. 6-8 due up. I don't know what the exact rules are, but there is still a chance this game could end in a tie. And I wouldn't be surprised just based on how evenly matched these teams are. There was never a surprise, though, with that fact. We knew what Stark County can bring. Release, there was always a question considering they have been out of the league for a few summers. But they come back here and they have competed quite well all campaign. I feel like it really shows how strong of an alumni base they have in their program. That a lot of guys who played for them over the years come back and play for the collegiate team, representing Release once again and showing why to choose them. The 1-1 Trobenter, a good drive into right center, but it'll be caught just behind the W in center for out number 2 by Chase Dennison. Another good ride, but just not enough behind it to get it over the defense. And with 2 away, L.A. Mighton steps in a ground out to the pitcher, who at the time was Hetherington, and a walk, his fate so far. But as of right now, it looks like it'll be a battle between Jansen and Miller to see which closer gets the win, and with it, a massive W for their team. I'd venture to say Miller is going for his first win on the mound. As for Jansen, I don't know, but I would assume Miller is going for his first, as typically he comes in when the game is out of reach. And to his credit, he has done a great job in that role, keeping it where it is. But once again, I did not know until, I think, 3 weeks ago now that he pitched. Never did it Tri-C. Was given the option and went with third base, which was the right call. Jansen's 1-1 connects. Count now 1-2 on Mighton. Stark County looking to keep this game where it is to take it into the sixth, still 3-3. And this is Jansen's opportunity to make it happen, which he takes. Swing and a miss. The side is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Luke Jansen as he gets his first strikeout of the day. To the sixth we go. Still threes here in Berea.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Fisher Field in Berea. Top six, still 3-3 your score as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the WRCL. It's still Brock Miller on the mound for Release as he looks to see what he can do this inning to help out his defense. Going forward from here, it is going to be a tough battle for both groups. On one end, you have a 12-game win streak on the line. On the other, you have a team fighting to get into first place. Count now 1-1 as it looks like Dennison's day is done, at least for now. As that'll be Luke Senston coming on, the rising senior, heading back to Findlay out of Glen Oak High School. I do believe he was initially supposed to be in the DH spot for this game. Couldn't get here early enough due to work. And now the guy who hit .353 last year with 50 RBIs for Findlay comes in not too shabby coming off your bench. That's the standard of the Stark County Terriers, as it has been for the past couple of summers. You think you see the extent of their talent, and somebody else comes in and shows how much more they have. Miller's 2-2, a good take. Count now full. Again, it goes Crable, Ramon after, so 6 through 8. So if there is a rally needed in the 7th, you'll have Martin then top, which the top of the order has been potent today. And the bottom can be just as much, as there is ball 4 to Sempston. Good patience from the Findlay man as he takes his base, setting up Daniel Crable, the catcher. Last summer, John Toth was also in the conversation to catch behind the plate, but had Tommy John this offseason. So the Ashland man not playing in the WRCL. That opens the door for Crable to get more opportunities for the Terriers. And with it setting up an opportunity to get even more playing time for Oberlin. Played in 35 games, started 34 this past season. But still more opportunities for him, the better he can do in this summer. That'll help, and nearly a coaching fielding play over at first, but coach couldn't get there. I'll tell you what, that's the one he misses. It's not a bad effort either. I think he's having too much fun over at first base. If there is such a thing in baseball, I don't think there is. Miller takes his time before the 0-1, and Crable crushes it deep to right field, and it's going to drop off the fence. It is extra bases for Crable as he is going to get to second, and that'll bring Sempton to third. What a swing from Daniel Crable. Put 2 runners in scoring position, and just like that, the Terriers are 90 feet away from taking back the lead. A great defensive catcher, but don't forget about his bat. A little bit more wind. I believe any more wind would have been enough, and that would have been a homer. I'm sure he's happy with the results, as anybody would be in that instance. But I'm sure a part of him wishes he would have had just enough behind it to go yard. That could be the moment of hubris for any hitter, but he'll take it. Bunt shown, bunt down, and it is just going to be a play at first, and it's going to be airmailed. Will that bring in a run for the Terriers? It will bring in Sempton. They will hold Crable over at third. That'll be Dennison in his place, and now we have a decision. If he was in the baseline, he was out. So we're going to see here what the call is. It's an interesting one. But as things stand, it's 4-3. And I believe that is how it is going to sit. But I do believe it is just going to be a bunted in run for Ramon on an error. The Terriers up by 1. Now a chance to do more. Once again, the re-entry is Dennison running the bases for Crable. But an interesting way to kick off this 6th inning. And now an opportunity for Trey Martin to bring in a few more. Swing and a miss there, 0-2 the counts. Played in 3 total games, scored once. Was strictly a runner just like TJ Pickett was for the most part for Mount Union. Both guys coming out of Padua. Miller's 0-2, swing and a miss. 1 down. But I'm sure that one is going to be looked at a few times because, again, if he's out of the base path, that's an out that you don't have to make that throw. It's definitely an interesting one. We've seen a couple today that have been handled well as Kavanaugh now steps in as he chases the high heat. But I'm sure this will fuel both teams heading into game number 2 today. Maybe you think you deserved more out of this game, maybe not. For Brock Miller, though, This is damage control time. You can't allow anything further. A few more runs would be probably more than enough for this Stark County Terrier team, given their track record. The 1-1, Kavanaugh lofts this one into left field. Deichler is there for out number 2. On the tag up, Dennison is going to come home and score. A nice sacrifice fly makes it 5-3. A nice job there from Jackson Kavanaugh. And with it, you have that 2-run cushion yet again. You'll take it. Any cushion at this point in the game is more than good enough. Now it turns to the defense and potentially a closer to see this one out. It just depends who they have and who they want to use, as now here comes Hilton fouling that one away. Release has some work to do with Bortnick, Olsen, and DeLulo 3 through 5 coming up. And as well in Brock Miller's spot at 7. He'll have to come back in, barring a big inning from Release. Will it be him as a pitcher/DH, or will it be Holcomb? The 0-1 skied off towards foul territory and right, and Trill Benner will see it drop. So 0-2 on the second baseman, who is 0 for 3 today. If the inning were to continue, Aaron Tucker would have another crack at it. And so far today, he is 1 for 3. Fourth go around for the Stark County Terrier team. A really good battle. 5-3, top of the 6th. The 0-2, Hilton, a good hold. As well, it's worth noting Miller looking for his first strikeout of the game. As well, this is going to be one of his longest outings of the season. Typically doesn't come in this early. The 1-2, Hilton, a good drive into left center field. But it'll be easily tracked down in center by Olsen, and the inning is over. The Terriers, again, here's some controversy. This time it favors them as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. They play 2, taking a 5-3 lead into the frame.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Release has shown excellent resolve today, going down twice, tying the game twice. They go down for a third time. Is the third time one too many? They have 6 outs to play with Bortnick, Olsen, and DeLulo 3 through 5 beginning the home half of the 6th inning. First pitch from Jensen misses for ball 1. And with him in mind, does he go for a 4-inning relief appearance, or does somebody else come out for the 7th in a closing capacity? It'll be an interesting question. You do have some guys who can pitch. You do have good depth. It just depends on how you see this game going and who you want to save to follow up Dennison. The 2-0 Bortnick, plenty of power, snagged at third, throw to first, it's perfect. A nice snag and throw from Ramon, 1 up, 1 down. Once again, a powerful swing from Release's offense. Just couldn't get it by the defense. And now Brady Olsen will step in for the 3rd time. A double and a sac fly for him. Not too shabby. You have that extra base that you bring in a run. All things considered, he'll take where he sits. Olsen, a good piece of it, foul. But I'll tell you what, the coaching of Reese Obio has been excellent for this Terriers team today. Last season had some early year struggles, figured it out, and since last July has had one loss, and that was to begin this season. So if you want to nitpick, 0-2 in opening day performances, but since then has been outstanding. And if he follows the model of Chris Willoughby, he'll be a head coach somewhere in no time. Wouldn't be surprised if it is after this summer. The 0-2, no doubter, 2 up, 2 down. Jansen up to 2 strikeouts on the day. And now it turns to Ryan DeLillo, the right fielder out of Poland High School, now at YSU. Redshirt sophomore this coming season. 5'11", 190 in stature. 1 for 1 in putouts, but went 0 for 11 for YSU this past season. Jansen that time bounces it in for ball 1. Again, the question is for this Terriers team, who do you have that's here, depth-wise? And your answer is not going to be Ty Dennison. You do not bring him out to close and have him go more than you want him to, but you do have to keep in mind if he wants to go out here and pitch 7, he could. He is currently not tied to a team that can say, hey, you can only pitch X amount of innings. He might have it for himself, but in game number 2, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go longer, especially if he is putting out some good film. I think for him, that's how he kind of plays the portal game. But we'll see what happens with him. We'll see if we can get some more insight between the games. DeLillo again over towards third. Ramon's throw to first is in time, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Jansen. More of a contact pitcher, but still he gets the job done. He trusts his defense, and the Terriers will take their 2-run lead into the 7th. 5-3 your score. Coming up for the Terriers, it is Tucker, Simikek, and Zach Lee.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Five-3 Terriers, top of the 7th inning at Fisher Field in Berea. It's been a great beginning to this doubleheader. If this is the precursor for game number 2, it's going to be exciting to see what that game has. 2 great competitors, the top 2 teams in the league going at it. And with this win, the Terriers would pretty much be in the driver's seat to clinch the number 1 overall seed out of the WRCL. You get the sweep here, it's all but locked in, and I would say it pretty much is. It just goes to show it's not how you start, it's about how you finish a season. They start the year 0-1. They respond well. Again, they have the talent on this roster. You look at that roster, you see some of the schools, you look back at their track records. It's a team that could easily compete in Division III, if not Division II, and do quite well. And, of course, even in this roster, you do have some underrated players. Even going back to last summer, you could say Ty Dennison was an underrated member of this team. Now probably going to a Division I institution for his senior season. Miller is 1-2 high. Count out 2-2 again. He is in line to start game number 2 today. And we'll see what he can do. Again, a lot of pressure on him right now being in the portal. Miller's 2-2, another good take from Tucker, and we are full. It's Tucker, Simikek, and Zackley 3 through 5 this inning. It'll be 2 Mount players in the 1 and 3 spot as Tucker takes this ball deep to right field, and it is going to get out of here. It's a solo shot for Aaron Tucker. That'll make it 6-3 Stark County. Zackley has the power, but so does Aaron Tucker. And we're going to watch this one back on the replay. I'll tell you what, as a Mount Union student, seeing that, it's a good sign of things to come for the Raiders in the spring. We'll take it. He is now the second Mount Union first baseman to hit a home run on this field this WRCL season, joining Luke Perkins. Might be a useless stat, but again, as a Mount fan, it's a stat that I appreciate. So John Simikek, a really tough act to follow now. Good distance on that swing from Tucker. It was pretty convincing the moment it got to the outfield. His team is loving it. The Terriers, biggest lead of the game, up by 3. They close out games so well. You take this team into the NABF, they'll close out games just as well. Miller's 1-0, swing and a miss. Simikek, the rising senior at St. Xavier, not Xavier University, but St. Xavier. This past season, 371 average with 48 RBIs, 15 doubles, 3 triples, 9 home runs in 46 games, 43 of which were starts as he laces this ball down into center field for a single. It was always going to be a tough act to follow, but he still responds with a good crack of the bat. And now it turns to Trevor Zackley. And for him, this just becomes an opportunity to go toe-to-toe with one of his teammates. Think of the Daniel Tome and Drew Denham battle and just hearing about how they push each other to try and get the overall hit record in Mount Union history. They would go back and forth. They would motivate each other. I mean, Tome's bat flips aimed at Denham got him ejected from a game. That's the kind of competition that can get the best out of some players. And Zackley, he has taken this one to heart, putting it into center field again. It's back-to-back base hits for the Terriers. 3 hits so far this inning. That'll put 2 on, none down now for Chase Dennison. The hit parade is here. It's what you expect from this team. And again, it's not going to be Dennison here. It'll stay with Sempton. Another guy who had a great season, 353 with 50 RBIs. So let's just go over here and look at the last 3 hitters, Simikek, Zackley, and now Sempton. Zackley this past season batted 375 with 29 RBIs. Simikek, 371 with 48. Sempton, 353 with 50 RBIs. And they're on the same summer team. That alone is an absurd stat. They all have dominated. And Aaron Tucker didn't play as many games, so not as many RBIs, but also batted 300. So the first 4 guys this inning, all batting 300 or better. And the guy with the lowest batting average has the home run. I feel like you can say a lot about how they play in the summer and the spring as this throwdown is going to be high from Mighton. You can say a lot about Coach Sabo. You can say a lot of good things altogether. But also, maybe the most underrated man in all of travel baseball in Northeast Ohio, Greg Turbovich. You have to give him a lot of kudos for his recruiting. He helped build this roster. That's what he does so well for this Terrier team. We honored him a few years back for the 25-year anniversary of the program. He got honored by the NABF this past November as well. And for good reason. Always puts his team first, and even with the NABF, does a great job hosting it, along with John Mengelkamp. Kind of 2-2 as that one is fouled away. But it's what you expect out of the Terriers. This is just their culture. They know how to win. They know how to compete. And some of their swings today have been impeccable. And I feel like the group that we saw 2 summers ago, they would struggle against this team. And that says something because that group was absolutely special. Ask Coach Willoughby, ask Turbovich, ask anybody. That group was beyond impressive. And when they fell to the Mountaineer Lumber Company, who really should have even made it to the postseason, it was a shock. Payoff pitch, line drive into right center field. It's down again. The 4th consecutive base hit of the inning. That'll bring in 1. Now here comes a second. Play at second, though, is in time. So 1 down, but 2 score on the play. Make it 8-3 on the 2 RBI single. An excellent swing from Sempton. He gets the job done. He sacrifices himself. But the Terriers more than comfortable in this one. That's how you start an inning. It was a true hit parade for this team. All guys who this past season hit 300 or better for their colleges. Miller's Day, though, is going to be done. The call to the bullpen has been made. We'll see who it is when we return as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It'll be Tommy Hash coming on to throw for release in the top of the 7th inning. Bases cleared, 1 down. But it has been a great inning for Stark County. 3 runs have scored so far. Sempton drove in a pair. And then Aaron Tucker's home run, the other bit of scoring. Foul ball this time taken towards left field. 0-2 count on Crable. Hash on the mound means second base is open, as it'll turn over to Brock Miller, who was just on the mound. But a 5-run lead, biggest of the day for the Terriers. In the end, they find a way to make it a convincing game. As for release, they will have Karhoff, Miller, and Hash coming up, 6 through 8s. The 1-2, Crable sends it foul over towards first, and it's an easy coaching fielding play. And I think at the bullpen, the action is going to ramp up a little bit for the Terriers. It's been a long time since Jansen has stepped on the mound. Bring on a closer and head to game number 2 looking for the sweep. The 1-2 is going to be in play. Crable didn't mean to swing. Mighton's throw to first is high and down the line. He's going to take a crazy turn going to second. He is there, and now Sabo wants him to go to third. Crable on at third. He is safe. From not meaning to swing to third base, Daniel Crable, what a play. That was all hustle and determination when it was all said and done. Somehow gets to third on a play that most times would have seen him retired. I mean, he was halfway into the outfield, pretty much into the outfield when he turned for second. Hustled all the way around and made it happen as Chase Dennison will take his place now at third to run for the catcher. And he will be in motion here. Good shot to center. It's going to be caught for out number 2. And Dennison will easily score from third. It's a sac fly for Ramon. That'll make it 9-3 Stark County. A 4-run inning. They'll need one heck of an answer in the home half of the inning. Now it turns over to Trey Martin. He struck out his last time up. Hash lobs that one in, and it is taken for ball 1. He had himself a nice play as well. Mount Union represented quite well. This time gets jammed up a high, pop up towards second. It's Brock Miller, and him and A.J. Trobenter exchange a hug over at first as the inning is over. Nearly ran into each other, but a nice play in the end for Brock. The Terriers have opened up the skies in game number 1. This is their game. 9-3 your score as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Release has 3 outs to play with, down 9-3 in game number 1. For those just tuning in or tuning back in, an explosive top of the 7th inning from 5-3 to 9-3. A 4-run frame, a sac fly, a home run, and a 2 RBI single. Not too shabby for the Stark County Terriers as they look to improve to 13-1 on the season. And it is going to be Jansen staying on the mound as there is strike 1. There was somebody else warming up. The warming up has seemed to have stopped. So it appears Jansen is going to be their guy going forward. And for good reason. You look at the last 2 innings, 1, 2, 3 frames. Has a strikeout or 2 in there. He's been rock solid with a lot of help from his defense, yes, but he's been making some good plays altogether. The 1-1 will skip in. Count now 2-1. Now the 2-1. Skips in for ball 3. In this game, as we will announce our player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. Could still be a ways away depending on how release plays the next couple of minutes. Miller fouls that one away, 0-1 the count. And we still do have game number 2 coming up after this. It'll be a interesting game, of course. The key player to look at in that game for the Terriers is going to be their pitcher, assuming it is Ty Dennison. Which, everything we've been told, it appears that it is going to be him. Which, again, for those who don't know, that is a guy who is in the transfer portal, and yes, that is Ty Dennison warming up just outside of the Terriers' dugouts. Miller, a good hole, but still takes strike 2. In the on-deck circle after Miller, it is the man who replaced him on the mound in Tommy Hash. Jansen looking to get within 2 outs of closing this one out. And that'll get him there. 1 down. 3rd strikeout today for Luke Jansen. He has been incredible since coming out of the bullpen. And it looks like any chance of a closer coming in is dispelled there, depending on, of course, what Coach Sabo sees. Again, I'd be surprised if they do make that move. I think that Jansen has pitched more than well enough. And with a 6-run lead, you keep him out here to see what he can do. Hasn't really allowed any base runners outside of that walk to Karhoff. With that in mind, he's been perfect. Just that one exception. The 0-1 misses high. Now, offensively, we'll see what kind of changes we do see for the Terriers. I do expect 17 to start somewhere. As for pitching-wise, after Ty Dennison, I believe Chase threw yesterday for Premier Gambetta. So he is on the shelf for this one, pitching-wise. But there's a good chance he does still stay in the lineup offensively. Could we see an EH introduced? Maybe, maybe not. And in this past season, Ty did hit a little bit from Mount Union, so there's still a chance that he comes in and hits for himself. Jansen's 1-2. Hash flies it foul. As the bells chime behind us, it is officially 6 o'clock in Berea. Just over 2 hours into game number 1. kind of what we expected time-wise for this game. Maybe not with the start that we had. It got a little bit quicker as the innings moved on. But overall, not a bad way to begin the day. 1-2, well inside. Jansen did not have a bad season at all for Walsh. 12 innings, 2.19 ERA in 10 appearances. And opponent batting average at 205, which really has shown in this game. The 2-2, Hash pops it foul to stay alive. Once again, the WRCL regular season coming to a close very soon. Only one more Monday left to go after this in regular season play. Sunday, July 19th will be the last official day, as from there, the NABF World Series pool is set. Good take from Hash in the 2-2 to run this one full 3-2. But once again, in the NABF World Series, you are probably going to see both of these teams. And I wouldn't be surprised if both make it to the tournament after it. Hash. Lucky that one's foul, as otherwise that was a potential double play ball to close it out. It just depends on how the bracket works this year. There are 9 teams, I believe, going into this NABF World Series. Last year there were, I believe, 7 after T3 dropped. Top 3 made it. I think you'll take half at that point. If there's 9, just under half would be 4. You'll have 2 semifinals and then the championship. I think that's how it's going to be done. Payoff pitch again. This time, it's just going to run foul naturally. So we'll do it one more time. As well, it looks like any risk of rain has moved out of the area, which is good. It did drizzle at the beginning of the game. Had no impact overall on the play, which is what you want to see. You don't want weather impacting the game like it did yesterday, especially with that comeback that Release had to put off for the Wolves. One more payoff pitch. This time it skips in for ball 4. So 2 on, 1 down, as Grant Shag will look to drive in a run, or at least move up the 2 runners in front of him. Again, unless Jansen really has the wheels fall off behind him, I'd be surprised to see him pulled from this game. I think this is his game to win, as he is in line for the win on the mound. All things considered, a couple of controversial calls, one going each way. I feel like everything has really evened out, and this is about what was expected, at least in the mind of Stark County fans. It's their pedigree. But I wouldn't be surprised if Release turns around in game number 2 and dominates. They're going to score. I think they have more than enough in them to score. It just depends, of course, on how long Ty Dennison stays on the mound. And I feel like you get him out of the game, your chances of winning skyrockets. He is just one of those guys, just like Andrew Holcomb. You get him out of the game, your chances skyrocket to win as Shag puts this ball into left field. That was his task. Move the runners up. The bases will be loaded, 1 down. And now a chance for Dykler to bring in a few. Again, this game is not done. Depending on what Release can do here, they can make this one very interesting. Dennison does have a ball. He is ready to go if absolutely needed in this game. But I'd be shocked if that's the closer. There's no way. But again, he is not tied to a score right now. He could do it. He is kind of his own keeper in that way. But again, I think Jansen, he is the man with the power. He is the man who has kept things in check defensively. You give him the game ball to close out. Again, barring a generational comeback from Release. The 0-1, Dykler lofts this one into left field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Nice catch over at short by Kavanaugh, ranging back. And just like that, the magic number is 1 for the Stark County defense. But back to the top we go with A.J. Trobenner. Down by 6, but has excellent power. After him, Mighton, then Bortnick. Just trying to keep this game going for at least 1 more at-bats. That's all they're asking for right now, just 1 more. Good block behind the plate. Crable keeps it in front, 1-0 the count on Trobenner. A walk and 2 force outs, a ground out on a fly out against him today. So over 2 with 1 trip to first. And he's going to show bunt and pull it back. There was really no way he was going to do that. he's having fun out there, I guess. That's not how you want to close out this game. There's a number of ways you could. I think that's one that you say absolutely not. The 2-0, Trobanner. Good drive, deep to right center field, but it's easily tracked down, and the Terriers are going to win it. 9-3 your final. Jansen closes it out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th inning. When we return, we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthy Issue Chiropractic Center as you are watching WRCL Baseball on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
9-3 your final in game number 1. Stark County improves to 13-1 on the season. And it was a dominant offensive performance. They had some struggles, yes. But when push came to shove, they scored some runs late, and they took control of the game. However, to get there, they needed some help defensively, and it came from 4 innings of work and 3 strikeouts from your player of the game presented by the Healthy Issue Chiropractic Center in Luke Jansen. What a relief effort for him. No runs allowed. It was 3-3 when he came in the game. Held it down, bases loaded, 2 down in the final inning. And he gets out of it. He was stingy on the mound. Had a couple of 1-2-3 innings to begin his tenure. Didn't really allow any hits. Just going back and checking my notes. 2 walks the first inning that he was in. 2 walks his past inning and 1 hit. So 4 walks and 1 hit. 5 total base runners allowed in 4 innings of work. He was locked down, he was stellar, and he was exactly what the Terriers needed out of the bullpen. In game number 2, though, a man in the portal, a man catching eyes of many Division I schools. It's Ty Dennison on the mound for the Terriers. We will see him in around 20 minutes from now. Time to hop on over to game link number 2. But once again, this is Nathan Smee signing off for now from Fisher Field as you are watching WRCL Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.